If you have heard of Archie comics, then you must be familiar with the wholesome and squeaky clean stories they offer. But did you know that in the 1970s, Archie and his pals took a walk on the wild side? These old photographs capture a period of history when Archie and his friends were a bunch of crazed perverts. Archie comics always portrayed the blinding slap-happy horniness of adolescence, but in the 70s, things got kicked up a notch. The boys of Riverdale High were straight up unzipped. When a pretty girl crossed their line of sight, the wheels simply came off. It was like there was something in the water, with the whole school in a constant state of arousal. Archie Andrews, the lovable protagonist, couldn't resist a pair of go-go boots. Can you blame him? But is this level of obsession necessary? I hope Veronica carries mace in those hot pants because Arch is clearly out of control. These guys are literally standing by this woman, sweating and panting. One can only wonder what we'd see if we could zoom out to get the whole picture. Synchronized public masturbation is wrong, folks. Let's keep our beaches clean. Even the gay population at Riverdale couldn't help but whistle at a miniskirt. Truly, this was a land where gawking and pawing at females was not only accepted but a way of life. Males in Riverdale quite literally had immediate debilitating physical reactions at the sight of a pretty girl. Their legs turned to jello, and they lost all motor skills. They couldn't even walk without falling apart at the seams. Of all the guys associated with Archie, Jughead was the most reserved in his horniness. Perhaps it was the weed that killed his sex drive. But he still had his moments. Riverdale's hypersexuality wasn't limited to the student body. A long-legged secretary was all it took for Mr. Lodge's glasses to pop off his head and become completely unglued. Mr. Lodge had no silly hang-ups about age. So what if these girls were the same age as his daughter? This was the 70s, man. But let's not forget the girls. When it comes to the giant orgy that was Riverdale, the gals were by no means innocent bystanders. Betty and Veronica were smart, liberated chicks who weren't afraid to work it when the need arose. One thing that amazes me when looking through these Archie comics from the 70s is how quickly Dan DeCarlo would get Betty and Veronica naked, or damn close to it. DeCarlo had a long illustrious history of drawing naughty cartoons for Playboy and other adult publications, so I guess it shouldn't surprise me. Plus, it was the 70s, and everybody seemed to be in some state of undress. So, as we journey through the lust-filled pages of Archie comics in the 1970s, let's savor history through these photos. The most exciting part is still ahead, so let's immerse ourselves in the images and reminisce about that era.